Hi, today in this episode of 5 Business Rules, we are going to be talking about usability and what it means for your website. I'm Nicole.
I'm Monica.
And our first tip is just what the heck is usability? This is also called UX, sometimes you will, and sometimes it can be not to be confused with UI, which is the user interface. Okay, so usability is making your user interface friendly and easy to use. And this applies to your website quite a bit because one of the things that you want your website to do is be easier for the user to get through, specifically to get through the things you want them to do, like signing up for your email list, like making a purchase.
Yeah, think of it like a mobile application, right, that you download. You don't need instructions to use it, right? It's intuitive. You can figure it out on your own. That's what UX is to a website.
So there are UX designers out there, and they do like true studies, and what that means is like they are actually doing focus groups, and they are testing one version of a site against each other, and that can get expensive. But for small business owners, there's still some basic things you can do to improve your usability. One of them is something called an A/B test. And this, even though we're talking about websites, this relates to email marketing, all of these other things. A lot of the email tools have A/B tests in there. You can say 2 subject lines and you can see which one works better. You can do 2 versions of your email. You can see which one gets clicks. But you can do the same thing. There's different apps. There's Google experiments on your website to see what makes it easier and what's actually going to make a difference.
And the pages people are spending time on, they're clicking on. You can test all sorts of things. It's extremely helpful, especially for a sales landing page.
Absolutely. So what are you going to do and be testing? One of the first things that you want to look at is navigation. Things like, is it clear how to get from point A to point B? And do you have to go through point C, D, E, F? If you have to do that many, it's probably like, that's one thing
it's not user friendly
to cut down. But the other thing is like, and this goes into not only the navigation menu on your website of how easy it is to find different stuff, but just on the homepage, like or your next thing, is it easy to get to the next thing? So number 3 tip, I don't know what number we're on.
We're on 3.
So,
we're looking at our notes. We're on 3.
Once you have your navigation, you want to help people get through by having something called a call to action. This is by making it a subtle prompt of what the next step is. Now, if somebody wants to work with you, then obviously it should be obvious that they need to contact you, but how? Do they need to fill out a quote form? Do they need to call you? Do they, do they need to make an appointment? And making it.
Is there a chat bot they can use?
And so just telling them what the next step is and making it very easy to take that step is part of making a call to action, which can actually make a big difference in your website.
100%.
Okay?
Yep.
Now, the last piece of this is using buttons, big colorful buttons, whether it's on the call to action or some of these. And usually, even I like to have action colors to a website. They can be bright green, they can be red, something that is a color that stands out. But the important part is don't use this color on anything other than the buttons and links, because you want it to be very clear what the actions are and what that next step is.
And make sure it contrasts with your other brand colors. So if your entire website is shades of blue and grays, you're not going to want to use a blue color for your action button. You can go with a green, something that's really going to pop on the page.
And so if you're not sure what colors are, this is where like that A/B test is really good. Does the green button, does the orange button make a difference? That's the type of thing you can test. So it's little and it's subtle, but there's little things that you can do as a small business owner inexpensively to make your website more user-friendly.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for joining us. If this was helpful, we'd love a thumbs up or a share, and tell us what you think, or if you have more questions about usability. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.